Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I have a small little collection of Tombow calligraphy pins and midliners, and instead of having them in a jar where I have to like rummage through them, I decided to make this little display here where all the colors are in Roy G. Biv order. I must say that woodworking is a lot harder than sewing just because I feel like I don't have as much control with the power tools as I do with, like, let's say sewing a pattern. So it's been a challenge, but it's also been really fun because it has helped me think outside of the box. Basically, I think I spent about $1.50 in supplies here, so yeah, it's pretty awesome. So this is a piece of furring strip, which is not like the best kind of wood you want to work with. There's a lot of imperfections on it. You will probably have to sand it. I figured that if I was going to play with woodworking, I should start with some of the cheaper stuff. This way I can get more of a handle on my power tools and see how they work before I start testing it on more expensive materials. So on the furring strip, I measure out the spacing between each pin and I just go completely along the strip. Now, the strip can be as long as you want it to be, but I want it to fit right underneath one of the shelves that is in my craft room. So I think it's really great that it can be customizable as well. So I'm just going to equally measure out every couple of inches and place a mark right in the center of the furring strip. And I think this is something that can be built upon if in the future you buy more pins and you need more holders for them. Next, I'm using something called a spade drill bit. Basically, it makes a hole the size of whatever spade you decide to get. So this one in particular is a 1/2-inch spade drill bit. I feel like this is perfect for any Tombow calligraphy pins or midliner pins. If you're going to be storing Prisma markers or Copic markers, I say you should bump it up to like 3/4 of an inch or even 1-inch spade drill bits. So it's really simple. I just take the point and I place it right on the marking of where I want one of the holes to be, and then I just crank on the power drill. Now, as you can see, the top piece of wood is the furring strip, and then the bottom is just in case it goes through. I'm not like drilling through my floor, so you would probably want a piece of scrap wood for that. The trick is to not completely go through. You just want to drill halfway, and the reason why is because if you push all the way through, it's going to split the other side, and this is what it's going to look like. So essentially, it's going to look like a little blowout here, and that's not very nice unless you want that side to be like against the wall and no one actually sees it, but I still want for it to look decent. So when I was drilling, basically what I did was I would drill only halfway through, and there's a part where it would kind of feel a little bit tougher to drill through, and that's when the point of the drill bit has kind of hit the other side. And once that happens on the other side, it's going to leave like a little hole, so it's like you're marking for when you flip it over and drill out the rest. So what I did was I flipped the furring strip over and I just drilled through the other side, and this way it gives me a nice smooth drill in the front and in the back of the furring strip. Okay, so next up, I'm just using my Dremel here and I'm just sanding the inside of all of the holes. Obviously, it's optional. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. Now, if you don't have a Dremel, you can actually do the same thing with a power drill and some sandpaper. I'll put a link of a video that I found where you just use a dowel and some sandpaper in your power drill, and it'll essentially do the same thing as a Dremel. Okay, so that also took a while because there's a lot of holes, and now I'm just going to give it a quick once-over sanding in the front and in the back because, again, like I said, furring strips are not very smooth, so you have to be careful. You can get splinters very easily with them as well. Because this thing is pretty long, I decided to place a screw on each side of it and then also a screw in the middle. And then what I literally did was I just took it and I put it underneath one of my shelves, and I just screw from the bottom of the pin holder through to the shelf. So that's pretty much it. It is like super duper simple, almost no explanation needed at all. But I think the simplicity of it is what makes it so cool. Only because in the future, if I do buy more pins, I can make a completely different strip and either add it underneath or on the shelf on top of it. They say that your house is never complete as far as decorating goes, and I think that is very true when it comes to a craft room because you're always getting more supplies and you're always trying to build it up and out to store these supplies. So when it came to organizing my craft space, I wanted to make sure that everything that I had to organize my space was something that I can buy more of in the future, or it's something that I can build on my own and build upon it. And also I really wanted to save some money as well. So I'm really happy with this project. As you can see, it's holding all of my pins very nicely. I can see all the colors and I can... But yeah, so that's the video for this week. Simple and easy. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch you next week. And if you like my video, like, subscribe, comment, or don't do any of that. And I'll see you next week. Bye!